Hey guys, let's talk today about working in the United Nations. Many people are interested and they're dreaming to work for the United Nations. And if you wonder why and what benefits are, then you have to watch this video because I work at the United Nations headquarters in New York, so I can tell you some information from being inside the organization. So, if you want to work for a big organization, you want to work for a big company and working with the governments at the highest level, then this is the job that you want to get. We work with prime ministers, with ambassadors, with the presidents. So if you want to do international service job and if you want to try to make the change, then this is the job for you. Let's go to the website, to the homepage of the UN ORG website, and we'll go to the main page. Here it is. Look, it's on the news on the homepage that healing of ozone layer gives you hope for climate action, UN report. And it says that based on the report that was released recently, it says that the environment is getting better and the United Nations impacts on the healing of the ozone layer, which is great. Don't you want to be a part of this big, tremendous change that will benefit every person on this world? So this is one of the advantages, one of the pros to work for the UN. Also, if you work for the UN, you can try to apply to international positions across the world. On the website, it says here where we work, and you see that it covers all continents. It covers Africa, Americas, Asia, and Pacific, Europe and Central Asia, Middle East. And it has various positions. You can try to work in finance, in administration, you can go to work on a mission, you can be a program officer, you can be a team assistant, you can be meetings assistant, interpreter. There are various positions. And if you wonder why so many people are trying to get a job in the UN, then I'm gonna tell you what the benefits are. So the benefits are um, is that if you apply to a position in one of the countries and you get hired, you will legally work in this country. Plus, your family members can be present legally in the country and work there. Well, I work in the headquarters in New York, so I'm gonna tell you about the benefits mostly about concerning New York location. So if you come to America and work in either New York or DC, you will get a G4 visa and you can apply for G4 visa for your spouse and your children. You cannot bring your parents, you cannot bring your cousins, you cannot bring your partner if you are gay. You can only bring a legally married spouse. And if you it can be either heterosexual or it can be gay. If you have a gay marriage, then your spouse will get a visa too. And with your visa, you can only work for international organizations, but with their work permit, based on your job, they can get a job anywhere they want. And the UN provides services for the spouses. The UN helps spouses to learn the language, help them to find a job, have different career services, have different get-togethers, networking. This is the website I wanted to show you. It's called nylisa.org, and you see this is the website, the organization for supporting United Nations spouses. So don't worry if you think, oh, what my wife or my husband is gonna do there. They don't know the language. They don't know anyone. The UN will help you, your partner, your spouse, to adapt to the new life. They give discounts to the museums, have some getaways. You see, hobbies and skills. The membership costs only $25 a year, so it's not so bad. And plus, for the kids, the UN will give you it will reimburse you 70% of the education for your kids. I mean, for the school. I think it's up to 18 years old, and also it will, if you're international stuff, it will help you to pay for your apartment, for the renting of apartment. You will get a housing allowance, 50% off your rent, which is amazing. Believe me, you can afford a much better housing if you're international staff and get a contract with the UN. Then the next benefit is working hours. Working hours are not clocked. You don't have to slide the card when you check in the office. It's not like hourly based job. It's more result based oriented. So if you can do the work in 10 hours, it's fine. If you can do work in 3-4 hours and you have to be out for the meetings most of the day, it's also fine. However, it's recommended for the staff to be present in the office from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the working hours are from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you're looking for a 9 to 5 job where the boss will not stress you out about working late, then this is the right job for you. And it has, yeah, in New York there is 1 hour lunch. There is law, so you need to take 1 hour for lunch. This is required. You can either buy lunch and eat at your desk, or you can go out, go around, run your errands, do whatever you want for an hour, but you're entitled to it. You have a right to take your lunch for an hour. Then the next benefit is good workplace culture and practices. So the UN promotes work-life balance, and by work-life balance, I mean that if you need to work from home, you can. Also, the UN promotes flexible hours arrangements, so you can work, for instance, extra hour from Monday to Thursday or from Monday to Friday, and then the other Friday you will be off. Or you can telecommute from home. So you can you can talk to your manager and discuss what flexible hours arrangements are in your office, and if this arrangement doesn't hurt your workload, then you can be approved and be more flexible with your work. I personally work extra hour in the morning, and then I'm off every other Friday, which is great because I can do my doctor appointments. I can be with my family more. I can sleep a little bit more. I can do some weekend getaways. It's amazing. Um, I like it very much. Why the UN does it? Because they say when people have more time to do their own stuff, they will be less distracted from the work on everyday basis. And this is true. It's working. Also, if you need to go for a doctor appointment and be out of the office for a few hours, that's totally fine and it's considered fine in the UN. Nobody will hassle you about it. And the positive work environment is promoted in the UN. Everybody is professional. Their staff is very international. It's very interesting to work there because everything is mixed. Different cultures are mixed, different countries are mixed, and people really appreciate this job. That's why they're really trying. They don't make They don't make hard for you to work every day. They don't do stupid comments. They don't they don't look behind you. They don't try to make your life harder, and I noticed that in small organizations, because the work environment is so small and people are so used to do the same job every day, they sometimes they have nothing better than to discuss someone's personal life. And in the UN, I haven't noticed anything like that. Okay, another benefit that I want to talk is um, the policy itself. So the UN is very strict about sexual harassment um, practices, and it promotes ethics and gender balance. So even if you look on the main website, at the homepage of the main website, you can see that it says gender equality is one of the directions. It's one of the pillars of the UN. And you will see that there is a special ethics office that's controlling the compliance. So there are very many contact points. If you think that um, you're you're abused at work, either sexually or because your manager is stressing you out and gives you some duties that you are not required to do, there are so many focal points. You can talk about it to your ethics office. There is even contact point for women, that you can talk to women about some personal issues. And when it's controlled, and when there are clear policies and procedures about prevention of sexual harassment, prevention of work abuse, uh, believe me, these practices are eliminated. They're trying to be at zero level. The UN is really very strict about it, and no, everybody is afraid to lose the job, so they will not do something like that. And yes, and they're promoting gender balance. They promoting gender balance in higher positions, in low-level positions. So you will see that the offices are very gender balanced. There are men and women, and I think it's also healthy for providing good performance results. Okay, the next one is learning opportunities. So the learning opportunities are great in the UN. There is a career center in the UN. There are a lot of online platforms. One is called Inspira. There are so many online courses that you can take on English grammar, on summary writing, on presentation skills, on accounting, on budgeting, on career development, on management, improve management practices. There are hundreds courses. You can also take language courses. One of the 6 official languages is in the UN. You can take it absolutely free, and they will do a placement test, and you will take a course that's specific, designed to your level of knowledge. Also, I wanted to show you that website, linda.com. You see, this is HR portal. It's open to everyone. You can read more information about benefits. So you can see that there is a special online learning platform with different courses. And once you work with the UN, you will be verified. Your email will be verified, and you will have access to lots of courses to improve your knowledge and your skills, and to enhance your career. And you can put it on your resume when you apply to jobs within the United Nations. So uh, it's very worthy, and it will be like value added to your profession. Um, Also, there are university scholarships. Some colleges, they give tuition-free education for the UN staff members. I know personal only one. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Um, but we can search, and maybe you can even search in Google. Maybe you'll find more. There is a UN university in Japan and Netherlands and Germany that provide also education and scholarship grants. So it's a great opportunity to get a higher education and to get a better position when you get a master's degree or doctor degree. Okay, then one of the best benefits in the UN is the UN pension. Now we'll talk about the remuneration that comes with your contract. It's the UN pension, health insurance, and dependency allowance. So for the UN pension, the standard for the general service staff, it's around 8% of your salary, and then whatever it's mandatory. The contribution is mandatory, and whatever you contribute, the organization doubles the amount. So let's say if your contribution is $400 a month, the UN will add up 800, and in total you will have 1,200 a month, which is great. It's one of the best pensions in the US. And once you accumulate it for 5 years, it will give you some extra interest on it. Once you accumulate for 10 years, it will also give you an extra interest on it. But you cannot withdraw pension until you either retire or until you're separate from the organization. It's not like 401k when you can take a loan from yourself. But this is a great way to save money for your retirement, because no one will match you. Not any U.S. private company employer will double match your retirement pension. Believe me. Okay, the health insurance. It has a few different options. One is cheaper. One is more expensive. The one that I personally use is called Empire Blue Cross. And Blue Cross, you know that it's active in every state, and with it covers pretty much everything. The copay for seeing a specialist is $20 on my insurance, but what is great is that you get very good dental covers, dental cover. So with your dental coverage, there is no yearly minimum for dental procedures. You can use as much as you want, and it pretty much covers everything at 100%. So if you need to do root canal, extraction, crown, implants, the UN dental insurance will cover it at 100%. Isn't it amazing? You will never find anywhere the dental insurance that will cover everything up to 100%. Mostly they can do 50, 75 maybe, but they will never cover implants. But the UN covers the implants for you, which is amazing. It's an amazing benefit. Also, as I told, if you are international staff, it can cover your housing allowance. If you have kids, or if your spouse is not making more than certain amount of money every year, it's determined, the amount is determined differently, then the UN also gives you extra money for your spouse dependent. If you don't have a spouse, if you're not married, you can put your parent, either your father or your mother. You can have up to 2 dependents, and they can be outside of the US. So my coworker, she receives a dependency allowance for her father, and her father lives in outside of New York, outside the United States. And believe me, it's around $200 a month, and it's a great help for her father. So this is another great benefit to think. I don't know any other um, employer that will give you extra money for your parents or for your children or for your spouse. So as I told you before, also if you're international staff and you bring in kids with you, then the UN will cover the kids pre-K or school, um, and it's usually around up to 75%, which is a big help. Also, the great benefit is the vacation days. Usually in America, it's around 10 to 15 days a year. The UN will give you 30 days if you have a permanent contract, and it will give you 15 days if you have a temporary contract. Oh, no, sorry, it will give you 18 days if you have a temporary contract, which is still great because usually the UN gives only 10 days, or usually other companies in America, they give usually 10 days a year. And what another great benefit is the UN floating holiday. So with the floating holiday, there are 10 holidays in a year in New York, in America office, in the United States office, and you can choose. It can be either Orthodox um, Christmas, or it can be Muslim holiday, or it can be Buddha holiday. You can choose one holiday a year. There is a set of days, uh, and you can choose one of them. So which is great because many people who are fasting, and they for instance fast at Eid, and instead of taking like a day off, they can just take a floating holiday, and it will be it's once a year, and it will be extra holiday. So there are 9 official holidays in New York per year, and plus you can choose one floating holiday according to your religion and interest. And another great benefit is the on-site services of the organization. So there is career center in the lower level of the headquarters building or the secretariat building. Also there is a learning center. There are laboratories there with the computer labs where you can do classes, you can do homework. There is a medical facility. There are 2 medical clinics that you can go to if you have a minor cut or issue, or you have a headache or something. There is a pre-K school on premise, so you can bring your kids with you and just drop them off there and then pick them up after work. Um, it's a little bit pricey, but if you have a big position and you make good money, it's worth it. You can afford it. Um, you can read more information about HR here. You know, you can read here about appointment types, about positive work environment, ethical issues. You see, your pay and benefits. You can read a lot of information here. Yes, it's tax free. The United Nations staff are not obliged to pay taxes. If you are a green card holder or if you're American citizen, then the UN will pay the taxes on your behalf, but they will not be deducted from your salary, which is great. There is another type of deduction from your salary, which is called staff assessment. Um, it's going off. It's deducted from your paycheck every month because the UN is deducting money for its own services. But still, it's something around taxes, income taxes that you would pay if you were subject to taxation. But again, the UN has different pay scales for different categories. So for some categories, it's cheaper to pay staff assessment than to pay income taxes. You can also read about here more about the taxation system in the UN. And the last benefit that I wanted to share with you is the social activities. So there are always social activities that within the organization. It's happy hours, corporate parties, the Christmas party is coming soon. It has corporate discounts, and there are also clubs um, within the organization. So I wanted to show you a weekly schedule of a club that is available in November, and you can see there are there are some fitness activities. There is Pilates, there is ballet, there is boot camp, there is meditation room in the UN Secretariat, Jazz Society rehearsal, Tai Chi, cardio strength. It's really amazing how many, how many services and how many activities the organization offers to its employees. um, it also gives you a discount at the local gyms and swimming clubs and restaurants and cafes and car rentals. So I would say that many companies like Google and IT companies and Facebook, they offer a lot of great benefits to their workers on the West Coast. But if you are not into IT, if you are not into working for Amazon or Google or Facebook, which also have branches in New York, but you are more into international development, more into working for your country's development. I would totally recommend you to apply to the positions in the UN, and the UN is constantly hiring. Now, the most interesting thing, how would you apply, right? So you would apply by going to this website, careers.un.org. So here, if you go down, you can choose a category that you want to work at, and you also choose allocation. Oh, sorry, this is department here, duty station. You see how many locations are? So you can try and choose a location that you are interested or a job position that you are interested and apply. Let's say you would like to work in Bangkok. So will do the search. Oh, nothing. Hmm. Yeah, nothing internship. Nothing is available. Oops, sorry. I think because I chose this, you need to choose all. There you go. So there are few positions that are available in Bangkok in professional category, and there are a few positions that are available in the general category. So what is the difference? Professional category are the ones who are more doing programmatic stuff. So they would write proposals, they will check the reports, they would check the proposals or write proposals, concept notes, like do more writing and research. And general service, it's more administrative, finance, technical. You see, it's program assistant, public information assistant. So the general service positions are hired locally, so it's advisable that you have a permit to stay in the country that you're applying to. While as professional and higher categories, they are hiring internationally, so you don't have to have a working visa for the country where you're applying to. However, in many times, general services, they will, if you apply for general services and you are selected, they can they can request a working visa for you. So still, it's worth to try. It's worth to match your resume according to the requirements. Let's go, for instance, here. Okay. But I will talk about the way how to apply for the UN job in my other video. In this video, I just wanted to share with you what the benefits are if you work at the United Nations, because many people they're asking me how is it to work for the UN, and what is great about it in terms of profession and in terms of benefits. So please, if you like my video, please give me a like, and if you have any questions, please write them in your comments. Read the description. I'll leave the links in the description of the video, and watch my other videos where I would tell you how to apply for a job in the UN. And believe me, anyone can, if you work in the field and if you're interested in working in the field, anyone can try to get this job. It's an equal opportunity job. I know it because I got this job not from the first attempt, from many, but it's all about how determined you are and how determined state you'll be. So see you guys another time. Watch my other videos. Bye bye.